Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rukmani Saxena. I'm a first year law student. I gave my Mhcet entrance exam last year in 2024 and I scored around 99 percentile. While I was studying, I was searching for videos similar, sharing how did they study, what methods did they use or which books did they prepare from. So I thought, like, since I have gone through the process last year, I thought of sharing my experience and how did I study for the exams. So this might help a lot of people who are giving their entrance this year. A little background, I started my preparation for the entrance exam very late. I started it after I had filled my exam form, which is in Jan end, and so I did not have a lot of time to sit and study for the exams. On top of that, I also had my BCom finals in the same week of my Mhcet exam. So it was a very stressful time period and I did not have a lot of time to study just the entrance. It also means if someone who is starting their exam preparation very late or who has not started up until now or not taking the exam seriously, you guys still have a lot of time in your hand, which is like 1.5 months to do well in the exam. So do not stress, and following a good pattern or having a good plan will help you score at least like 80 to 90 percentile very easily. So let's start. So the first thing you guys need to do is do a SWOT analysis, identify your strengths and your weaknesses, go through the syllabus once and then you'll figure out what can be your strengths and your weaknesses. For example, in my case, English was my strength. It came for 50 marks, which is the highest weightage in the entire exam. And my second strength were legal reasoning and legal aptitude. If you're going for the law examination, obviously you have certain experience with the legal terminologies, so like you will find legal reasoning very interesting and easy to understand. So those were my strengths. My weaknesses were current affairs and logical reasoning. The reason for that is I'm someone who's not just very good with understanding the patterns, which is very common in logical reasoning questions. So I knew that is one place that I won't be able to do very well. And the fourth subject obviously being current affairs, I did not have a lot of time to study since I started very late. So because of that, my current affairs were my weakest point in the exam. So the next thing we'll talk about is how I prepared for the exam. So after doing a SWOT analysis, I figured out English is the scoring subject for me. So I tried my best to prepare that subject very well. So for English, what I did was I started solving a lot of unseen passages in the books that I had. So after solving around like 40 to 50 unseen passages, my average time for solving one unseen passage of 10 marks was 10 minutes. So it also increased my reading speed at the same time. So the third thing I did was I solved a lot of basic grammar questions, and for that I watched a lot of marathons which are available on YouTube. You can choose any marathon you want to watch. Just watch that and solve basic questions. So that is how I studied English. The second subject, legal reasoning and legal reasoning. My tip would be to study the subject as if you're already in your law college, because the topics such as contract, tort, which are just your topics, will eventually end up becoming your entire subject in your Sem 1. So having a basic understanding very clear will help you even then. Focus a little on the newly amended laws, which are such as BNS, which I feel like the chances of questions coming from them is a little high. The third is know your constitution well, because I remember in my paper around like 7 to 8 marks question came from constitution. Funny thing is, I was very stressed before the paper, so just 30 minutes before the exam, while I was entering the hall, I just googled basic facts about the constitution. In that, almost like 4 to 5 questions came from the PDF which I referred to. So just know your constitution well. A little tip would be, do not focus a lot on just making your notes, because that is honestly a little waste of time. Some people just make notes and they don't use it while doing your revision, and at the end of the day you end up forgetting what you wrote in that. So after making just the basic notes, try to solve as many MCQs as possible, because when you actually solve them, you realize, okay, what parts of the act I'm forgetting. So the third subject is logical reasoning. As you guys already know, that was my biggest weakness. I wanted to start my preparation from the day I started my entire Mhcet preparation, but I sort of procrastinated. I solved a little bit of the topics that I found easy, such as blood relations, calendars, clock, but I was not able to complete the entire logical reasoning part. So it was just 2 days before the exam that I actually sat down, because I did not know what to exactly study. So I started solving logical reasoning questions. So I completed around like 80% just 2 days before the exam. So it's not like I solved a lot of questions, but in the exam, since I solved just like 2 days before, I was able to recollect how did I solve my paper, how did I practice. So because of that, my logical reasoning part went well. So the last subject is current affairs. I'm the last person who should give any advice on how to study current affairs, because I did not study a lot. I just got a book by Speedy Publications. I don't know if it's available online though. It had all the yearly current affairs updated till 1st Feb. It had all the new reports, conferences held, central government schemes, all the economic surveys which were done last year. So every time I used to worry about what to study, I just went through those pages, and that's all I did. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is how I finished my paper on time. I finished my paper 30 minutes before the exam. I know a lot of my friends and the people I talked to after the paper, they were not able to finish their paper on time. They really struggled with managing their time. So this is some of the tricks that I followed to complete my paper. So I started with my biggest strength, which is English. English has 50 questions, but since I already knew like I'll be able to solve it well, I started with that subject first. So I completed the 50 questions within 30 minutes. So because of that, I had a lot of time to complete the other subjects. So next I started with legal reasoning. I completed that part in 15 to 20 minutes. Next I jumped to current affairs. The reason I started current affairs before logical reasoning was, in current affairs question, there are only two options. Either you know the paper, or either you know the answer or you don't. If you don't know the answer, you can mark for review later. And if you know the answer and you know that okay, you are not going to change the answer, you can just mark the answer right. Because of that, I finished like current affairs in 20 minutes, I guess. So the last subject I solved was logical reasoning. The reason for that is I took around 40 minutes to solve the entire section, and every single question took around 3 to 4 marks. So I knew if I started in the beginning and if I got stuck in any question, I'll end up wasting my time and I won't be able to solve the entire paper patiently. Since I had already finished like three subjects, I knew that I still have a lot of time to complete the complete logical reasoning part. So I solved it very patiently. I took my own time to finish every single question, and if I got stuck in one, I used to just mark it for review later. And after completing the entire logical reasoning part, I came back to resolve it or to check it. And you can just make your own plan, like which part of the subject you want to appear first. But so the next thing I want to talk about is the private counseling I took from Law Academy. See, I'm someone who's very nervous and anxious when it comes to form filing. I had made a very silly mistake in my preference list when I was in junior college, and because of that I was stuck at the wrong college for like 2 years. In the Mhcet process, you have to fill forms at multiple levels, such as CT form, then cap list, then you have to fill a college preference list, then you have to choose whether do you want to freeze the college you are allotted, or do you want to go ahead in the process and wait for the another list. So it involves taking decisions at multiple level, which a lot of people struggle with making the right decision. I had made a very silly mistake in my calculation while making my conversion certificate. I had two conversion certificate, one which was given from my college previously where I graduated from, and one I had to make according to the Mhcet guidelines. And I had made a very similar calculation mistake, and because of that when I had gone to take the admission, my admission was about to get cancelled. I had to wait for another list, or I don't know, I didn't know what to do back then. So just having a counselor who helped me in the entire process, who helped me in my documents, which I would have made more mistakes if I did not have the counselor then. I know a lot of people who scored around 80 to 85 percentile. They were not able to get colleges up until third or fourth list, and the reason for that is they made a mistake while making their preference list. What they had done is they chose colleges with higher cutoffs above in their preference, and because of that even they were not allotted colleges in the first or second list. They had to wait a lot, and honestly that is a very stressful thing, like not being allotted any colleges. I know a lot of OMS students who don't know what exactly the Mhcet process is, which colleges are more suitable for them, which college they should go for since they are not from Maharashtra. Like having someone who will just guide them through the entire process, what their options are, is a huge relief, honestly, because then you're able to ask questions to someone who knows the answer. You do not have to search your answers in various telegram groups, which even the students there do not know what they are talking about. When I had gone to take my admission, so I saw a lot of people who did not have the complete documents. They either chose the wrong category. Suppose they are OMS student, they chose for MS and MS student, and they did not know what to do then. So they were rejected from the college. So all these are very common. I know even like you who had gone through the process would know that stuff like this happens, and the verification process for the admission is very, very large. So the lawyer there at the law academy, his name is Advocate Dashank Doshi. He is very clear and patient when it comes to solving the questions. I used to ask him questions multiple times a day, and he was just very calm throughout the entire thing. We were also conducted some private counseling session, which means that we were given preferences, which colleges we should go for according to how many marks we had scored. I did not have to worry about missing any deadline on any of the form filling, because we were given constant reminders of the last date. We were also given any update as soon as they came to the Mhcet portal. So like honestly, as a student, I would say go for his counseling, because all the other worries such as the form filling ones or choosing the right college for your future becomes very easy. So I had talked to them before making this video, and I'm so happy to share that if you use my coupon, which is RUK20, you will get a 20% discount while buying the private counseling, which I really think you should go for, because I have seen it personally, people not getting the colleges they want because they had mistake while filling their CT form. So yeah, just go for it. Thank you so much.